Well, here's a look at the air quality current conditions across the southeast, where you can very clearly see the stark difference between the southeast United States and the state of Florida, where we're seeing that steady stream of the smoke coming in from the north and east. So getting a closer look here into southwest Florida locally, unfortunately, majority of us are experiencing the unhealthy category, which is up there just shy of the worst category that we can see in terms of air quality, all the way from Highlands County down through the majority of Collier County. And there are some fluctuations depending on exactly where you are, but regardless, if you suffer from asthma, if you have any respiratory issues whatsoever, it's a good idea to spend as much time as possible indoors today. Otherwise, you'll just want to be cautious about spending time outdoors regardless. Here's a look at current conditions across the area. I'm sure that most of us have at this point noticed how hazy the skies have been all day today and even since yesterday in the later afternoon. Live look from Fort Myers in through Marco Island, where Fort Myers is particularly hazy. And one of the interesting things is that we actually saw fog form this morning due to the smoke particles in the atmosphere. Our actual environmental conditions were not conducive for fog, but because of the smoke particles, we were able to see fog form, essentially that dew forming on the particulates. So very interesting meteorologically speaking. And here in through Marco Island, we're continuing to see that float around 86 degrees, 87 here in Fort Myers. Looking ahead to tomorrow morning, I am expecting another chance for a spot shower. Temperatures generally in the lower 70s. And then also we're likely going to see that haze lingering into the morning and then slowly but surely dissipating as the day goes on tomorrow. Here's a look at tomorrow afternoon's high temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s, and more so a chance for some isolated showers, potentially some rumbles of thunder. Here's a look at that future track. Spot shower is possible in the morning. I am expecting that to be very limited and likely will remain dry. Here's a look at that future track for the early afternoon, mid-afternoon or so, spotty showers around 1 to 4, 5 o'clock. Again, passing through pretty quickly. We could see some good soakers from time to time, and then wrapping things up about 7, 8 o'clock onward. So here's a look at the future track big picture as we head into this weekend and the upcoming work week. You're going to see a lot of chitter chatter here on social media likely about a cold front, about a little bit of a cold spell for much of the eastern United States, the south as well. Here we're going to be watching closely in terms of how far south that front actually sinks. Here's some updates with the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Much of the east expected to be cooler than average. And as we push out to closer to that 9 to 10 days, southwest Florida will likely be right around average, if not rebounding to slightly warmer than average conditions. Meanwhile, other parts of southwest Florida may be below average. So don't expect a complete cool down, but we can see a little bit more of those pleasant conditions, temperatures here in the mid 80s as we approach a Monday.